violence. Oh, wait. Okay. So one day, and now now she knows that I can be startled, that I've just come domestic violence. I'm traumatized. So she starts screeching out windows. Never know what door or window she's going to come from, or her voice will come from, and scare the shit out of me. So I became afraid to go to the south side of my house. Anyway, they wanted me to fill in the pit, and I wasn't going to fill in the pit, so I would have to deal with the consequences of that. But okay, so one day, Shelley, damn, we're going to run out of time. Shelley chased me down the driveway. I ran. I booked it. Have you seen how long my driveway is? It's very long. So I booked it. She's chasing me. I stop. I turn around. I put my camera up. Hit record. Except I didn't hit record, and I missed it all. But she's like, I don't care, tape me. I said, don't do anything on my cameras that you'd be embarrassed to find on YouTube. And then I said, I'm going to call the police. This is your official warning. May 18th, 2021 is when she chased me up the driveway. There's this weird thing stuff. Like, her behavior is so much more. It's so much more than about fences. She has focused a lot. She's focused on me. She's fixated on me. I don't know if she's some of her behaviors I see in her irrationalness, her emotional ability, labile, I mean, her dysregulation with her emotions. It's a very strange cookie. And some of the behaviors I see in her, I saw in my ex-husband before he had a psychotic break. And when he had a psychotic break, he became very dangerous to me. And focused on me, right? He was focused on me. And now I see the same sort of thing on Shelley. A lot of you ask me why I don't involve the cops. I do. The cops say this is civil, I must litigate, but I still call them out to do a police report, so there's a continuing record. So if I am murdered in the yard or in my bed at night, someone can go back and look at the trail and say, oh, were there any signs that we should have done something? Yeah, maybe there were. Anyway, I'm kind of kidding, and I'm kind of not. That's not the end of the fences story. Oh, bugger all. Oh my God, this is gonna be 2 parts. I don't want it to be 2 parts. I'm sorry. After she chased me up the driveway, I'm so ashamed that I didn't do this in 10 minutes. After she chased me up the driveway, and I had said, trespass again, and I'm calling the police. The police will mock you. And then I went back to refinishing the bathroom door out in the backyard, and I hear a chainsaw start up. And her husband cuts the back fence, their back fence, in half with a chainsaw. And he doesn't even do a good job of it. It's like, and so it began. After they did that, and they left that for quite some time, I'm still weighing my options. How am I going to deal with this? Do I want a fence there? Do I want a fence on the property line, but then that cuts off my pond? Do I want to fight the property line because I'm entitled to where it's been for 24 years? It doesn't matter, because 20 years is enough. And I've got 2 different Ontario torts to choose from for that. Oh, sorry, I get a little wigged out, a little, weirded out, a little worked up, don't you know? Anyway, so she chased me. They cut the fence in half, and then they were like using it to lean over and hanging out there, like in the creepy sun video. It was just ongoing. No, they took the whole thing down. So from the whole pit was open, my property open onto their property, so they could come and go as much as they want. They told me they were going to, when they rebuilt their fence, they were going to put a gate in it so they could come and go from my property whenever they pleased. So I planted 20 or 30 cedar trees, which turned out to be very spindly and not private at all. And there's videos of Shelley going through them and whacking at the branches with her, what do you call those things? Claws? No, arms. Right. Probably looking for stuff to make a new broomstick. But yeah, so that was a good idea. So we dug all those up. Ashton Kutcher's coming. I'm in a tizzy because I need to get privacy and protect the Kutchers from my neighbors. So I planted posts and built a fence. And then they have now destabilized that fence because I had to build it a flush mount fence. So it means I had to do a whole rigging thing underneath that and stabilize it with gravel. And they dug out the gravel, so it leaned over. That was last year. Then just a couple weeks ago, my friend came over and I heaved and she hammered rocks underneath the 2x10 that is actually the flush mount, and that's lag bolted to posts that are buried in the ground, blah, blah, blah. She hammered rocks in. They've pulled the rocks out. Now the fence is destabilized again. So now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to run a camera to watch them trespassing and vandalizing my property. And then the next time we're going to heave them and I'm going to pour cement over top of the stones that I put in to stabilize. And eventually I'm going to get to pulling that whole thing out, including the cement, and planting old-fashioned posts like the front fence. I'll do the exact same fence. So I guess that brings us up to date with the fence story. What's good about this for me is not just that you have hilarious comments, you're diabolical geniuses, and the views. I don't feel alone, and it's wonderful. And sometimes I feel like I'm being gaslit because there's so much to the story that you haven't heard yet. And sometimes I feel like I'm being gaslit. And sometimes I think maybe I'm gaslighting myself. And I just don't know. So parsing it out into little pieces like this, packets, helps me gain perspective. Yes, this is serious. Yes, this is potentially dangerous. People don't behave like this in the normal world, and I do have to have my guard up. My psychiatrist, who's treating me for trauma, told me to be more afraid of Shelley than I am of my ex-husband. My ex-husband has now had treatment for his psychosis, and he, as the doctor pointed out, he has respected most boundaries. He said, my immediate concern is Shelley, because she's fixated on me in a way that is very unhealthy, delusional, and I could actually come to harm. I have to litigate fast. But I spent all my money on fences, so I'll try. Anyway, thanks for talking to me. I'm sorry, I think this might be a two-parter, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Finally, I'm going to say this about all my videos. For more great content like this, go to YouTube. For more content like this, I can't say great, just for more content like this. You want to talk to me? Hang with me? I really want subscribers to, you guys have been flocking to the Karen Next Door channel, which has like no content in it and will require a lot of fuckery on my part to get content into it, which I will do. But the real joy of my life is this house and all the DIY stuff I do. So if you would go over and please, I need 35 people to go and subscribe to My Old House on YouTube. You'll recognize me from the geologist's hammer and the scary look on my face, or the kissy face, whatever profile photo I used. Subscribe there. You don't have to watch the content, but I need 50 people so I can start live streaming my DIY stuff. And it would be fun because you know what? I'm hilarious. I'm a kick. And I often do stuff to myself with sledgehammers that you can't see on TV. So the last one, seriously, I was, oh my God, building a fence over the pond. I had to put a brace on it because I was lag bolting it to the cement, right? So the brace is on it, but I need it to be more. So brace is still unfixed at this end. So I put the sledgehammer on top of it and I pull down and go, oh yeah, that works. That gives me just what I need in lean up straight. So while I pull down on this sledgehammer on top of a slanted piece of wood, I'm going to bend down underneath it, continue pulling, and lag bolt the post to the pond. And what happened? As soon as it started vibrating, the brace came out and the sledgehammer fell on top of my head. And if only I'd had a camera. I had a camera running, but the post had previously fallen down. 8-foot posts that are 2 feet in the air. So full thing came down, crash, knocked over my camera, and the tripod, broke the tripod in a third, and it broke one of my chairs right in half. So that was hilarious, man. You're missing all the good stuff here. Anyway, I enjoy talking to you. I'm really pleased that you have been watching and liking my content. I love your comments. I want to respond to everybody, but literally there's thousands of them. And, you know, I'm just not that smart or fast. I can't keep up with you, but I appreciate you. I sure do. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I'm sorry that I turned this into a two-parter. Yeah, I suck. I do suck. And then there's a third one about my cobblestone wall in the bathroom. More content for you. So, I gotta eat something. I'll talk to you later. Good night.